You want to move to Australia as a farmer or to work in a farm and work 5 days in a week, Monday to Friday, and gain $20 to $25 per hour with a minimum education qualification, and you can communicate in English, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Patricia Biltop. In here I do videos about travel vlogs, lifestyle and business information. Today I'm going to talk about how to move to Australia as a farmer or to go and work in a farm, the costs and the processing time, and how much you need to have in your bank account before applying for this type of visa. Agriculture sector is very important, which has a great contribution to the Australian economy, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic and its lockdown several months ago, it has made it a bit difficult for the farmers to find workers. So due to this issue, the Australian government has introduced a number of temporary work visas to tackle the labor shortage in the agriculture sector. If you want to come to Australia to work, then you need to choose the work visa that suits the work you intend to do. You want to move to Australia as a farmer or to work in a farm and work 5 days in a week, Monday to Friday, and gain $20 to $25 per hour with a minimum education qualification, and you can communicate in English, then this video is for you. Regardless of your work experience or educational background, there are thousands of agricultural organizations that are continuously looking for foreign workers in Australia. Frankly, the requirements for this type of visa can be a bit difficult, especially if you are not applying as a student or a highly skilled worker. But there's always way around it, you know. All workers in Australia have the same rights and protections at work, regardless of your citizenship or your visa status, which is nice. In this video, I'm only going to talk about the farm works, which particularly doesn't need a higher educational background before you can do this type of work, which makes it pretty easy and simple. You can also apply for this visa anywhere around the world. Now I'm going to flip the screen around to show you on their website, the Australian Immigration Home Affairs website, the type of work visas they have. Okay, so now we are at the Australian Government Department of Home Affairs website. We scroll down, you can see it's written working in Australia. The first one, it says regional immigration, visas for innovation, short stay work visas, temporary work visa, permanent work visas, skilled occupation lists, skills select, skills assessment, and then below is workers' rights and restrictions. So these are the type of visas and other things. So now let's scroll up and let's click on the regional immigration. It's written find out about regional immigration and the range of visas available to work in the agriculture in Australia. That's where we come in. That's where we are interested in today. So we click on it and it's gonna bring us to this London page. Regional immigration is written, so probably they are explaining a little bit of it. And below here it says working in agriculture. Below it said, yeah, the link working in agriculture. So we're gonna click on that link and it brings us to this page. And here is probably the overview of the things they've written about the agriculture sectors. Okay, so now the visa options for those who want to travel to Australia to work in the agricultural sector. And as a first timer, you opt to apply for Working Holiday Makers, in short WHM, Subclass-417. They also have second or third working holiday visa for you after you have already completed your first 3 or 6 months working in the specific agricultural sector. I'm going to talk about it in a few seconds, what they mean by specific work in the agricultural sector. Then you may be able to apply for the second or third options, because it's like then they give you the chance to extend your working visa. All working holiday makers can work in the agricultural sector for longer than 6 months for one employer. Now, specific work is work that undertake in a specified industry and areas in Australia. I'm going to show you on the screen the lists of industries and areas that has been approved by the Australian government as a specific work. Number 1, tourism and hospitality in northern or remote and very remote areas. Number 2, plants and animals cultivation in regional Australia. 3, fishing and pearling. 4, tree farming and felling. 5, mining. 6, construction. 7, bushfire recovery in declared bushfire affected areas. And 8, flood recovery areas. Since our video today is mainly about the agricultural sector, let's look a little bit more into that. I'm going to mention some of the work to give you an idea what type of work you might be looking at. And you can be harvesting grapes and or packing of fruits and vegetable crops. 2, pruning and trimming vines and trees directly associated with cultivation and commercial sale of plant produce such as fruit and nut crops, and this should be your primary employment task. 3, cultivating or propagating plant, fungi or their products or parts. 4, you can also be picking mangoes, oranges or any other fruits on an orchard. 5, working as a nanny on a farm. 6, immediate processing of plant products. 7, general maintenance crop work. 8, manufacturing of dairy produce from raw materials. 9, you can be immediately processing of animal products including shearing, butchery, packing and tanning. 10, you can be maintaining animals for purpose of selling them or their bodily produce including natural increase. Number 11, you can be feeding and herding cattle on a farm. And 12, you can be also working at the zoo, which involving plant or animal cultivation. So this I have just mentioned are the type of work you can do. Basically, it's all in the farm work. You will be in the farm. It costs 510 Australian dollars to apply for this type of visa and 343 US dollars, and in the local currency Ghana cedis it costs 2,800 Ghana cedis. Processing time varies from days to months depending on when you apply. Some can get theirs instantly, others can take 17 days and some to 4 months depending on the country of origin. And they update the processing time every month, so you need to take note of that. You should be between the age of 18 to 35 years to apply for this type of visa. You must at least have 5,000 Australian dollars or 3,400 US dollars or 28,000 Ghana cedis, of course depending on the rates in your bank account before you apply for this type of visa. It's a plus if you have more than that in your bank accounts. Now, before we move on to the final stages, all this I have mentioned, before you apply, you need to have an IMI account. If you don't have one, do not worry, you can easily create one and it's free of charge. You will use this IMI account for all your future visa applications. To avoid going to the wrong websites, I have put in the description below all relevant links that will lead you to the Australian Immigration Home Affairs website where you can apply for your visa, the working holiday visa. Again, if you are unsure what type of visa is right for you, you can also use their visa finder. I have put the link also there. And lastly, I have also added the link of where to find work in Australia. It's called The Harvest. this website you can find all kinds of work in Australia. And remember, when you are applying, try to at least apply for more than 1 or 2, 3 different types of work, so you can increase the chances of getting one at least. Now you can also go and check out my previous video, how to apply for an Australian Visitor or Tourist Visa Subclass 600. Go and watch that video because I'll see you there.